garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds and sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am indeed really glad you're here on this beautiful Monday evening. It's July 22nd, 2024, and we're here at live stream number 169. Keep cranking them out. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. If you're new to the live stream, what we do here is we talk about the channel, which includes tractors and outdoor stuff and gardening, DIY stuff, anything we do on the property, on or around the property. It's all about, some call it modern homesteading, some just call it the rural lifestyle. We do some firewood, we do lots of stuff. So that's what the channel's about. So if you're new to the channel, new to the live stream, welcome. And also, make sure that if this is your first live stream, that you'll say hi in the live chat. This is a very interactive live stream. You know, like to read comments and you know, come back and see all your friends every Monday night. So say hi in the live chat and let us know how you found the channel. Was it Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok? By the way, we are live streaming simultaneously to YouTube and Facebook, as we always do. But tonight we're live on Instagram too. I got it working. So Instagram folks, if you're out there, welcome. So that's what we're doing there. I want to switch over my screen. Okay, I just wanted to check. So we're live on Instagram too. So 3 places at once. We're like the trinity of live streams here tonight. And again, if you're new, we do this Monday nights, Eastern Time, 7 p.m. to about 8 p.m. Sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. Probably shorter tonight because I just read that Instagram often kicks off a live stream after an hour. So they seem to have some kind of limit. Oh, thanks for reminding me. I mean, I did that myself, but whoa. Anyway, if you click the thumbs up, I appreciate it. That's helpful if you do that. I don't know how much it helps, but apparently it's helpful. Thumbs up. So I guess now I know how to do fireworks. If I do both thumbs, that does fireworks. Yeah, all right. Now we know. Boy, it'd be fun if there was sound effects with that as well. So tonight we're going to talk about, as we do, talk about the last few videos that came out, see if you have any questions or comments. And if you do have any questions, make sure that you post it in the live chat. This is for Facebook and YouTube only, unfortunately. In the live chat, post your question in this format with the word question followed by your question. And then if I can answer it, I will. And otherwise, folks in the audience will, in the live chat audience, will answer it as well. I don't think that such a thing works with Instagram. So if you're a techie and you can tab on over to Instagram and see the live there, if you can make a comment on Instagram, and then we'll see if it pops up here. That'd be a great little test. I mean, I could do that myself right now. I'm on Instagram. I could say, hi there. Welcome to the live stream. There. I just posted that. Now we'll see if it comes up here. We're learning together. So let's look at some comments here and see. I see that we had some early adopters of the live stream jumping on here. Bob Pers looks like was our first person to post this evening, and then John was here, and then Ross jumped in. So and there's Brutal Bob. It's been a while. Good to see you, Brutal Bob. Brutal Bob apparently has been up in the Upper Peninsula. It's kind of redundant. Up in the UP. Well, anyway, Bob, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. I see. Deer hunting. And our good friend David from the old RCAF Polar Express, coming to us from his place. Another one of our super awesome Canadian friends. We've got friends from all over the country and Canada, and we've got some viewers from Australia, from Ireland. You know, a little audience, technically, I guess, all around the world. I mean, I don't know how far this internet goes, because I think there are certain countries that block certain things, and I don't know how any of that works. And there's Chris, late to the party. Chris, come on, man. We need you here. Welcome, Chris. Good to see you. Chris is one of our moderators, so be nice to Chris, because he can kick you off, as well as Ross. I believe Ross and Chris, might be somebody else. They're moderators here for us, so they can kick you out. So be nice to those guys. Chris is also my unofficial technical support, where if I need to bring up a website or something, Chris is always right there to search for it and bring it up and post it in the live chat, which I really appreciate. Because last week we talked about it, one of my favorite videos, which was, I should know it, I can't remember the guy's name, but he did the video. He's the National Geographic photographer, and then he did a TED Talk. And basically it's looking for what's right with the world. And it's just a whole attitude thing, and I just love it. I mentioned it last week, and then several people watched it and emailed me that how much they appreciated it. And then I watched it again myself, because it's a good reminder, you know, to look for what's right with the world, because we can certainly find plenty of things that are wrong with the world, but you know what? There's an awful darn lot that's right with the world. And that's all I got to say about that. So, I see Eric, and I see Barbara. Good to see you, Barbara. And by the way, we're going to do a little bit later. We'll do the sticker giveaway. Little sticker giveaway later on. We do this pretty much every week, and I've got these stickers here. I have to apologize. I'm a little behind on getting them out in the mail, so if you're patiently waiting by your mailbox, I apologize. Some of you have not gotten them yet. And the other thing is, I had these stickers, and then I was doing this, or the bumper sticker, and since we moved the office up into this undisclosed location, I can't find the bumper stickers. I don't know if we packed them in a box or if I ran out of them. I don't know what's going on there. So I can't offer the bumper stickers right now because I can't find them. I know my supply was getting low, so I don't know. But we will be doing the sticker giveaway later, so stay here for that. And what else? Well, yeah, I think we talked about clicking the thumbs up. Yeah. So, again, if you have any questions about the last videos, please post them in the live chat. We'll talk about those. I did the comparison between the flail mower and the rotary cutter, aka bush hog. Some people call it a bush hog. Some people call it a brush hog. But bush hog is the actual name, like Band-Aid or Kleenex. Like bush hog is the brand name. So it's really not called a bush hog generally. It's called a rotary cutter. Now, that reminds me, certain things like bush hog really is, like everybody calls a rotary cutter a bush hog. Did you know that if you do any electrical work, that wire nuts, which you use to twist the copper wires together, wire nut is a registered brand. So if you look at other companies, they don't call them wire nuts. Wire nut is like the word Band-Aid or Q-tip or Kleenex. Those are brand names, not product names as far as the description. So a wire nut is not a universal term. It's a registered term. So, fun fact for you. There's a fun fact. A couple other fun facts, and I mean, this is the funnest of fun facts. For me, it is anyway. Today, I wasn't on Marketplace, but through social media, a friend of ours shared that they had a hammock on a frame, and they just basically said, hey, if anybody wants this hammock on a frame, let me know before I get rid of it or post it on Marketplace. So I texted her and I said, I'll take that if nobody takes it. And so she had some other friends who were interested, and I'm fine with that. But I was like, if your friends don't want it, I'll take it, because I just said to Ann like last week, I said I think I want to set up a hammock outside. I love sitting. We have this favorite Japanese maple that we like to sit under, and it's really nice. Just perfect amount of shade in the backyard, overlooking the meadow and the grapevine and the wildflowers. So I said I'd like to get a hammock. Well, lo and behold, the friend of ours shares that they have a hammock that they're giving away, and texted today and said, if your friend doesn't want it, I'll take it. I went and got the hammock about 2 hours ago, right? Got the hammock, and then this is the fun part. Bear with me, stay with me now. This is the fun part, that I set the hammock up, and then I came here, and I started preparing for the live stream. I started looking up fun facts that sometimes we do. Fun fact, today is National Hammock Day. I'm telling you, look it up. It's true. It's real. July 22nd, 2024 is National Hammock Day. And I got a hammock on National Hammock Day. Like, talk about the moon and the stars lining up to make my world a better place today. Amazing. Happy National Hammock Day. It's also, I didn't know we had an official Dog Days of Summer. You always hear about the Dog Days of Summer. Well, we are in it right now. July 3rd to August 11th are officially the Dog Days of Summer. Who knew that was a real thing, or that was an actual event on the calendar? But it is the Dog Days of Summer. Finally, fun fact, for what it's worth, National Scrabble Week. We're right in the middle of National Scrabble Week, so happy National Scrabble Week. Word. Anyway, so there's your fun facts for tonight. And we like to do that as well. Oh, look, we're graced with the presence of Ann in the live chat. Good to see you, Ann. Thanks for being here. Thanks, buddy. And there's Bernice, our friend Bernice, and Linda. Oh, Linda. I'm so disappointed, Linda. Not in you. Linda's asking how the corn is doing. You know what? I feel like I'm pretty good at growing things. When you see the beauty of the wildflowers and the sunflowers, it's like, man, this guy knows how to plant things. And I planted the garden. I planted tomatoes and corn, and it's beautiful. Like, it's just beautiful. The tomatoes all have that end rot, so we've been reading about needing calcium, trimming the lower branches. Like, tomatoes are not, they look like they're easy to grow. Well, they're very easy to grow. They grow like wild, but you have to really maintain them. So the tomatoes are they're a bust, except for the little cherry tomatoes. They're great. I was just out there a little while ago just picking them off the vine and eating them. Cherry tomatoes are great, but to get the big, plump, juicy tomatoes, we can't do it. I fertilized this year. I watered. Anyway, you didn't ask about that. You asked about the corn. The corn, beautiful corn stalks. Again, I fertilized because I heard corn needs a lot of fertilization, nitrogen to grow. So we tilled the ground. We fertilized. The corn is like 6 feet tall or more. It's beautiful. Has these little dinky ears on it now, and the tassels are brown, which I think means they're done. They're ready. And I just picked one today. Picked a couple the other day too. I tore one off from the middle today, thinking maybe the middle corn would be better. Anyway, little dinky ears. They're like an inch and a half around, and they're probably, like 8 inches long. And then you open it, and it's like missing kernels. So it looks like it's missing teeth. And I took a bite out of what was there, and it was pretty good. But I don't get it. How do they grow fields of tomatoes and fields of corn? What are they doing so different than I am? Like, they can't. Well, I guess they could be putting a lot of chemicals in the ground. I don't know. I don't know what kind of fertilizer they use. I know a lot of them, they treat the field with Roundup to kill off the weeds and stuff. But man, it's not easy, at least for me, to grow a garden. I'm going to learn more about it, and I'm going to try again. I thought perhaps since we moved here, I thought, well, maybe the soil is different up here than it was at the other house. But a lot of clay at the other house. This is more, a little more gravelly, but it's got decent topsoil. And I thought, well, maybe this better drainage will be good. Maybe it'll just come out different. It didn't. It didn't. So yeah, I got to learn more about growing. I feel like next year I want to get a single tomato plant maybe and put it in a potted plant, not even put it in the ground, and put it on the deck and just kind of nurture it and see if I can get one good tomato plant, because you get a lot of tomatoes from a tomato plant. Oh, we do have watermelon. We planted watermelon, just there's like a little hill up by the road, and I just stuck it in the ground, and that's doing really well. We got one yesterday that is a little bigger than, I guess it was like the size of a basketball. They're more rounded than they are elongated, but it got this rounded one about the size of a basketball. We didn't cut it open, but it sounded good. It looked good. So I don't know what the inside looks like yet. And we have like 3 or 4 more out there that are growing. One of them split wide open, like before it was even ripe. So I don't know if it was overwatered or what, but that one split open. Now last year at the other place we had, remember that giant watermelon? Maybe it was the year before, but I taken some pictures and shared that on social media. So John, come on, man, that's very kind with your super chat. Tractor for John helped me out with the drone fund when I had the drone repaired, and we got the drone back for $64, so it was well worth the repair on that. Tractor fund, that's too kind, John, too funny. And that's just for fun. I'm not actively seeking a new tractor, but I would like one. I need something bigger. Got some attachments coming up that are very big, and anyway, could use something bigger for sure. And again, I'd like a backhoe. Really, I really would like a backhoe. Richard Klump says get a soil test for the corn. That's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. And it was not overcrowded. I planted 5 rows. They're about 2 feet apart or so, and they grew in nicely. And David said corn is all about, or growing is all about pH. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's not easy. And what I don't get, again, is you drive past these fields that are, 100 acres of corn. Like, how do they prep that entire area for that? How do they do it, man? I don't know. Mostly around here, it's not sweet corn, though. It's the field corn that gets used for, I guess, for animal feed and things like that. So, very interesting stuff. Was I going to talk about something else and I got distracted? Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I talk about something and then I talk about something else. It's what I do. So, since we met last time, I have a couple videos out. One of them was the big tool rack, and that is something I did want to talk about because if you watched that video, and hopefully you did, and if you didn't, hopefully you will. I had a good time with that one. So anyway, I got a big tool rack. And made a video basically of driving over to the truck depot and picking up the big tool rack and bringing it home and assembling it. It's not a how-to video, but just kind of like just kind of hanging out with me as I put this thing together. But very, very impressive product, much more than I expected. I've seen the big tool rack around. Never saw one in person. I've seen them on videos and I thought, well, that looks pretty handy. When you lay eyes on it and when you can touch it and feel it and maneuver it a bit, it is really well made. It's all heavy gauge steel. Even the bars, I guess it's the frame, and the base, which really is what holds it all together. It's got a 2-inch receiver, so it's got to be heavy duty for that. It is way heavy duty. It's quite an impressive piece of equipment. But I wanted to mention about since I'm talking about the big tool rack, next week, this time next week, right here, we're going to have Tim, who's the owner, creator, originator of the big tool rack and big tool rack company. They have several different products now. But we're going to have Tim right here. And he's going to be, he's probably going to be over here. And I'll be over here like this. And like I'll be here and Tim will be here. And I'll be talking to Tim like, "Hi, Tim, welcome tonight," you know, and then Tim will say something clever like, "Hi, Ed, thanks for having me." And then you'll be able to talk in the live chat. You know, you'll be able to ask questions directly to Tim about Big Tool Rack. And we're going to talk about how he came up with the idea, how the company started, where they are today, questions or maybe fun stories about the big tool rack. You know, maybe he's got like a fun story about using a big tool rack. That could be. So come back for that, please do. And then another announcement. I don't have this on the screen here, but so Tim is going to be here on July 29th, which is next Monday. And then July 30th, which is the day after, that's how it works. 30th is the day after the 29th. So that Tuesday, I'm going to be on a live stream, only I'm going to be the guest. I'm going to be the guest on Tony's Tractor Adventures. Tony's been doing a live stream on Tuesday nights. This same time, only on Tuesday night. And Tony's been talking to other YouTube content creators. And you know, Tony's been on live with me here, and he and Tanya are a great team putting out videos on Tony's Tractor Adventure. Tanya, his wife, sometimes she's in the video. She's a lot of times behind the camera, does excellent camera work, and they've done a lot of projects on their homestead. So I'm going to be talking to Tony at his place remotely next Tuesday. So mark your calendars. If you have a calendar, mark it. You know, if it's pencil or digital or anything, put it in your calendar to see. And you know what? Don't wait for next Tuesday. Go there tomorrow night and see what Tony's up to tomorrow night live. So you can have 2 live streams. Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, live. Tuesday night, still 7 p.m. Eastern, but they do it 8 p.m. Central. Same time, different place. Same time, different place. How's that work? So anyway, check out Tony's Tractor Adventure tomorrow at this same time. And then next week, of course, I'll be there as well. I know I might be rambling, but that's my job. That's what I'm here for tonight, is to ramble. But I'm going to look now for any questions that we may have. Thank you, Jeffrey, talking about Rutgers. Yeah, Rutgers has a lot of agricultural, not, I can't think of the word. But anyway, not assets. Anyway, they do good things for agriculture. Rutgers does. And a good point. Good point. So I'm going to look and now see if we have any questions or anything. More comments from Bob Purrs here. We plant an acre of sweet corn every year, and we spread manure on the field in the fall and nitrogen in the spring. Corn needs both for ear development. Do you do pure nitrogen? Or like the common thing you buy is 10-10-10, which is like 10%. I don't know what it is, not 10%. Anyway, manure. I guess that's what I need to do, is really pick a plot and really treat that area. An acre is a lot. That's a lot of corn. An acre is a big area. I did just a little, probably like 20 by 30 tilled up area, if that. Earl's, that looks pretty handy to have. You're probably talking about the big tool rack, and it really is. My side by side, the mule, I keep a lot of stuff in the back. I talked about that on the video about going back into the woods with all my wood cutting equipment, chainsaws, chaps, helmet, fuel, all that stuff. And that kind of lives in the back of the mule until I move it. But now I can put that in the big tool rack, and I can kind of keep it there because that's primarily what I'll use it for. But I'll be able to go back in the woods with the big tool rack on the back of the tractor, which is like a pickup truck bed for your tractor. It also acts as ballast. It's got the 2-inch receiver, so I can put a hitch in the back. I can tow my log splitter back into the woods, and have everything I need going into the woods with this one single vehicle, which is the tractor. So that's fun. That's what I'm gonna use it for mostly. Chris, I wondered how people felt about that. Or actually, I wondered how Tim felt about that. We should ask him that next week. Chris loved the big tool rack video, except when it scraped across the cement. That was when I was... You really need a buddy when you're putting one of these together, because you have to lift the bed out of the box, and it's a one-piece truck bed, essentially. It's very heavy, so you have to lift it out of the box and put it up on the frame, and that would be really not difficult at all with 2 people, but I was by myself that day, so I took it out of the box myself, and I used the pallet forks, but I dragged it over to the tractor, and, you know, I'm sure it scratched the bottom, but is that a problem? Not really. But I'm sure that hurt Chris to hear it scraping. And I did think about Tim, like Tim's gonna watch this and think, oh, all our hard work building these things, and he's scratching it across the concrete. So, hey Phil, of course you watch Tony. We all watch Tony, right? I hope so. If you don't, you need to. Tony's Tractor Adventure. Tony does a lot of the same things we do here, and then some. He does sawmill work. They're building a cabin right now. A lot of stuff. A lot. So I'm probably behind on comments because Kent was asking what my opinion was of the big tool rack. Well, I've been giving you my opinion. I really like it quite a bit. So, yeah, you were mentioning Rutgers for the soil test. Rutgers does a lot for the agricultural community, homesteading. There is I guess they're on break right now, but as you recall, Rutgers does a homesteading webinar, lunchtime webinar they did mostly through the fall. It was once a month for 1 hour at noon. They'd have a guest on and talk about, egg production, different farming things, planting trees, and I was a guest on there at one time because I talked about if you have a homestead, you can utilize social media to work with your homestead. Either if you have a homestead and you're selling products like eggs, like my sister, eggs and honey, or if you're processing birds or pork, and you want to promote your homestead, and we have a lot of people who in the area who have farm stores where they have their own burgers and beef and things like that. You can use social media to promote that. Or if you're like us, where you're not really selling any products, but we're producing for ourselves, we'll starve this winter based on my gardening skills, but, cutting firewood and things like that. Well, then social media can be a supplementary source of income for you, which is what this is, because when you do YouTube and those type things, and you grow to a certain size, you become monetized, and you receive partial payment for ad revenue, and it all adds up. So some people, from what I hear, do really well with it. We're not there yet, but we're doing it. We're doing it. So, Chris, your dog keeps bringing a ball with a squeaker. That's funny. I hope your dog's doing well. Richard Klump has a question. This is going back to the video we did about the flail mower versus the rotary mower. And Richard's asking, do you think the flail mower would have been less of a strain on your tractor if the teeth were sharpened? I'm going to say maybe a little better. They're not terribly dull. They're just not sharp. but I don't think. I mean, the grass you saw in the video, the grass was 5, 6 feet tall in some places, and that's just a lot. The flail mower has this big drum underneath. If you're not familiar with what they are, a big drum, and there are several independent blades. These are called duck feet blades, but some have Y blades, and they're just little blades. Um, and there are probably like, I don't know, is there 100 of them under there? Maybe 60 or so. Could be like 10 rows of 6 or whatever it is. There's a lot of them. And then you've got this drum that spins at a very high rate of speed, and that just kind of just cuts and mulches up the vegetation. I think because that field was so tall with 5, 6 feet weeds, I think even the sharpest of blades are still, so much for it to wrap it around and chop it up, and it did really well. But I think it would not make that much difference. And I think the key, as I mentioned in the video, would be to cut the field more often than letting it get that tall. I think the flail mower can go through a foot of tall grass very easily, maybe even 2 feet. But I think when you get up to 6 feet, that's just too much. So even the rotary mower was having a hard time. Of course, that's dull too. But now somebody made a comment that rotary cutters are kind of dull intentionally. They don't really make real sharp. They don't make them real sharp. I don't know if that's true or not. I've had bush hog rotary mowers in the past, and I gotta say, I don't know if I ever really took the time to sharpen them because they just kind of whack through everything. But that was a fun little test to see. I do like that flail mower. I love the finish that it gives. It kind of just lays down the grass, almost like a hay bind. It kind of just lays down the grass behind it. I'm bouncing around here, but Bob answered the question about fertilizer. They side dress with pure nitrogen. Have a large farm operation that is our neighbor. And when he does his, he does our corn. Wet can stunt the ears. Too wet. Yeah, see, maybe I overwatered it. I was thinking toward the end I needed to give it a lot of water. So, don't know what that. So, side dress, I guess you're like pouring liquid nitrogen along the stalk. Is that what you do? Yeah. Okay. I'll read some comments now. Well, there's our friend John Ritter. Loves his flail mower. Well, John, was that not one of your top performing videos where you did about a flail mower several years ago? I think I recall something about that, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I do like it a lot. So Chris, yeah, so the video is the first one that really conveyed how beefy the big tool rack is. And that and Tim will talk about this next week, but he was saying that's one of the most difficult things is to convey what a significant piece of equipment you're getting until people see it either at a trade show or at a friend's house or whatever. And I couldn't really, I appreciate you saying that because I couldn't really explain, maybe I could show some close-ups, but my comparison was that we've got this old golf cart, club car golf cart, and it has a roof over it, and it has a frame with 1x1 box metal, and it's like super thin gauge, but it works. But that's what I assumed the big tool rack was, because it looks the same. But when you see it up close, the big tool rack is probably, I don't know if it's thicker than 12 gauge. It's about more than a 1/16 of an inch thick, probably. I don't know how the gauges work, but very heavy duty. Jeffrey's talking about the flail mower. The duck foot type, which is what I have, are more for a fine cut. For heavy duty cutting, use the Y type heavy knives. That's a good point, and there would have been a difference if I had the Y type cutting knives. And they stick down. Basically, they're connected at one point, and then they make a Y shape, and you have a sharp blade here and a sharp blade here, and they're the They're the Y blades. And then you have the hammerhead type, which are like made of forged or cast metal, and they're super heavy for going through brush and things like that. So good point, Jeffrey, too. Yeah, the rotary cutter is meant to be dull, to shatter the wood stock rather than leave a sharp cut. Yeah, it just destroys stuff. And it works. It's pretty amazing, but it does just kind of tear through things. I used the rotary cutter down by the creek last year when I opened up some trails along there and just blasted through stuff, and it just did a pretty good job with that. I did that at the end of the summer last year, and I thought, this is amazing. And then we found out all winter, of course, down by the creek is the wettest place, and it turned to such mud. So it's only now getting to the point where we can actually, if we wanted to walk down there, well, we'd take the mule down there because it's still kind of muddy. But so it was a nice little walking path for the fall, I guess, last year. After that, then it just got wet. Earl says corn likes hot and dry conditions. Well, we've had hot and dry, but again, I probably messed up by watering it. Maybe so. And yes, John's most popular video is a flail mower video. Go check it out. Go check out a Ritterbit will do and search for flail mower, and you can see John's most popular video. Hello, Kim. Nice to see you. Glad you're here. Glad to see everybody here tonight. So, all right, I'm clicking around like crazy. I'm clicking like a madman, just clicking at stuff.
Motion detected at your back door.
Uh-oh, I have my phone on. Anyway, let's do the giveaway for the stickers. Here's what we'll do. First, I'll turn the volume down. And then we'll talk about this. Most of you are here every week, so you know the deal. But if you're new, and I have to repeat myself, I'm going to put a word or a phrase on the screen in the live chat. This is for YouTube and Facebook only because I don't think it's going to work with Instagram. So if you want to win the stickers and you're on Instagram, I'm sorry, but you probably won't be able to unless you jump on over to Facebook or YouTube. But anyway, I'm going to share a word or a phrase, and you're going to type it in the live chat, and then we're going to randomly draw, and then somebody's going to win all 3 of these stickers. By the way, we're getting close. This was our 25,000 subscriber celebratory silver sticker. Getting very close to 50,000 now. So once you have this, there'll be no more. But then we have the traditional orange and the black and white. The general rule is, we monitor ourselves here, but the general rule is if you already won these stickers, then you probably don't want to participate because you want to give the opportunity to somebody else who didn't win. So that's how it works. But I can't keep track of all that. That's up to you. All right, so here's the word. Hashtag Monday. Type in hashtag Monday, and we'll give these away when the song ends. It's just that easy. I'll turn the music up. And then when the song ends, we'll draw the winner. We're doing okay, right? Isn't it a fun song? Kind of fun, kind of jazzy, kind of big band. Well, let's see who wins. Oh, a little late on the start there, but the winner is Erica Silverman. Congratulations, Erica. You are the winner of tonight's sticker giveaway. So, Erica Silverman, here's what you need to do so that I can get these stickers to you. I need you to send me an email at this email address so that I can send them to you. But I need to find, there it is. Erica, send me an email at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. And I'll need your mailing address, your postal address, doesn't matter where you live, anywhere in the world. I will send these 3 stickers or 3 that are identical to these to you, Erica, because you are the sticker winner giveaway winner for tonight. Congratulations, Erica Silverman. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. And see what other comments we have. A lot of congratulations to our friend Erica. See how nice everybody is on here? Everybody is so supportive. I was talking about this a couple weeks ago when I talked about game shows and that The Price is Right is such a fun show because people like to see people win. You know, we like to see the everyday person, you know, walk away with something significant like this. Well, congratulations. All right. I'm going to see if there's any other comments before we go our separate ways this evening, because it is Monday. And thank you, Barbara. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Barbara was one of our sticker winners. So I basically paid her to say that by bribing her with stickers. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here. And I did a little poll. Now, Barbara, I see you're with us from YouTube because it's got the little logo there. Like Jeffrey here, if I'll click on his comment, you see the little Facebook. So Jeffrey, we know you're commenting from Facebook. By the way, does the bird need water? Yes, the bird works with water. It's a scientific thing where the head has to be wet, which makes the water evaporate, which makes the head cooler than the bottom, and then the liquid inside. It's a liquid that evaporates quickly, so it evaporates up into the head, and then the head cools it. It condenses and goes back down, which acts as a counterweight. So the little beak, the head is covered in felt. The little beak is felt. So as he dips his little beak into the water, you know, it basically wets his beak, keeps it wet, and it keeps the head wet. So he'll go on and on like that. Now you could take the cup away once his head is wet. It'll work for an hour or so without it. But yes, it does require water. That's how it works. So yeah, and Ross has a question about the carport. How's your metal coverall doing? The carport? Well, it's full. I can tell you that. A lot of equipment in there now. We really like it. No, I didn't put sides on it yet. Probably not going to get around to that for some time, but at least it's keeping the sun and the heavy rain off of things. And rain's going to come in from the sides a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty nice, and we're happy with it for the cost. Quick, maybe temporary, but maybe temporary can be a long time. So we like it a lot. So Chris is always, now I don't want to be like Chris is a teacher's pet, but Chris is really observant. You know, Chris notices things. I do have a Habitat shirt. I support Habitat for Humanity. I think it's a great organization, and yeah, I really like it a lot. In fact, I became a board member of our local habitat here, so I'm kind of promoting habitat for that. Brad's asking how the Jeep is doing. The Jeep's doing great. I did all that work myself. I put the new head on and new water pump, radiator hoses. Did a lot of work to it myself, and then I ordered transmission lines because they were all so rusted away, like where the compression fittings are. You can see the threads coming through, and they're leaking, all wet and everything. So I went to order transmission lines. I got one return line, and then the other line is just not available. It's just not. They stopped making them. Nobody makes them. I don't know why. So I ended up taking the Jeep to a shop a couple weeks ago, and they actually bent a custom transmission line. They put on the one that I bought, and then they bent a custom line. So I had to shell out some bucks to get them to fix it. It was well worth it because I know it was not going to be a fun job, and they had to lift and everything. So at any rate, it runs great, and it's still fun to have. Still fun to have. I really haven't been driving it much in the heat wave because the air conditioner doesn't work. So I like driving it when it's just cool enough, you know. But yeah. Productive recreation. Often the most permanent solution is a temporary solution, says your neighbor. Well, that's true. Temporary, I always say temporary can be a long, long time, if not forever sometimes. So, good deal there. Uh-oh, Bob's saying that some are saying a nasty winter. We have barely any hummingbirds left this week. Where'd they go? Are they already checking out? I do feel like we've had less hummingbirds this year, but again, this is our first summer here. The previous owners, I don't think, well, no, they didn't have any bird feeders out because the house was kind of empty for a few years. So I'm thinking the other house, we had lots of hummingbirds. This house, we have a few, but I wonder, do they learn a place and come back to the very same place each year? It's like if I put the feeder out next year, will we have more hummingbirds? I don't know, but that's something I do well. I make my own nectar and get hummingbirds, so I grow hummingbirds here for sure. So anyway, like I said, check out Tony tomorrow night, and then next week when you come here, we'll talk to Tim from Big Tool Rack, and then the following night you can jump on to see Tony again, and I'll be there as well. So anyway, I want to thank you for being here tonight. I want to thank you for watching the videos. Again, that is how you support us, by just simply by watching TV. You know, it's amazing. But yeah, that's I appreciate it very much, and keep in contact with the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the videos, of what other things you want to see. These live streams are so fun because it's a way for us to interact directly, person to person, and it's really fun. It's a good time. So thanks for being here. I hope you have a great week. It's just Monday night, so you got the whole week ahead of us. And like that video, focus on what's right with the world. And if you haven't checked out that video, go check that out. Maybe Chris will share the link again. So I'm putting him on the spot. But anyway, Chris, if you have that link to that TED Talk, share it again in the live chat. And then as we wrap up here tonight, click that link and you guys can watch. It's called Celebrate What's Right with the World. I got it now. And DeWitt. The guy's name is DeWitt. Celebrate What's Right with the World. Good one. Anyway, Chris, thank you if you're able to share that link one more time as we roll out of here on this Monday evening. Thanks for being here. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.